Before the world knew me as her, I was just another face behind a college football helmet, Tyler Grant, third-string quarterback for a state college nobody bet on. Small campus, mediocre team, and a locker room full of testosterone. My days were predictable. Practice, protein shakes, trash talk, repeat. And if I was being honest, I liked the predictability. I knew where I stood. Or at least, I thought I did. That all changed with one stupid dare. It was the start of sophomore year. The football team had survived Hell Week, and our defensive captain, Logan, loud, cocky, and perpetually shirtless, decided to throw a team unity party at his off-campus house. There were 2 rules: bring your own drink, and don't wimp out of any challenge. I should have known it was a setup. By the time I arrived, half the team was already 3 shots deep and arm wrestling over dares scrawled on scraps of paper. I tried to keep a low profile, sticking to the kitchen, nursing a soda, but Logan had a radar for anyone not actively humiliating themselves. "Tyler," he bellowed. "Get your quarterback butt over here. It's your turn." I shook my head, smiling nervously. "Nah, man. I'm good." Logan wasn't having it. "You either draw a dare or you wear the pink tutu." Someone produced the ridiculous garment, sequined and absurdly frilly. I sighed. "Fine. Dare." "Big mistake." Logan grinned like a devil picking his favorite soul. He reached into the jar, pulled out a folded slip, read it silently, then looked up, eyes gleaming. "Perfect," he said. He read aloud, "Get a full makeover and post a selfie saying, 'This is the real me.'" The room howled with laughter. A couple guys hooped and clapped. One of them shouted, "Make him pretty, Mandy." Mandy was Logan's cousin, a senior in fashion design and makeup artistry. She was already pulling out her kit with terrifying efficiency. I froze. No way. There's gotta be a line. Logan stepped closer. "Hey, it's just a dare." "What, you scared of eyeliner?" I hesitated. It was just a stupid party prank. Right? But Mandy was already ushering me to the couch. "Come on, QB. Let's see what I can do." And I let her. Maybe it was the peer pressure. Maybe it was curiosity. Maybe, deep down, I was tired of living life as someone I barely understood. But I sat. And I let it happen. The first thing she did was tuck my hair into a short auburn wig she just happened to have. "You've got such a soft jawline," she said, half to herself. "It's criminal, really." She applied primer, then foundation, her fingers cool and confident. Eyeshadow came next, a blend of smoky violet and gold that made my green eyes pop. "You're not even fighting me," she teased. "Just get it over with," I mumbled. But it wasn't long before I stopped resisting. When she added a padded bra, a deep-neck black top, and a curve-hugging pencil skirt, I couldn't recognize myself. She added press-on nails and delicate hoop earrings. Then, finally, she turned the mirror. I stared. The person in the reflection wasn't Tyler. She was beautiful. My cheekbones looked higher, my eyes larger. My lips, painted in a soft rose, curved into a hesitant smile I didn't know I had. The transformation wasn't just external. Something inside shifted. "Whoa," someone whispered behind me. The room had gone unusually quiet. Logan blinked. "Dude, wow." "Tyler," Mandy said, gently, "or maybe tonight. Do you want a different name?" A name? I hadn't thought of that. But a word slipped out of my mouth before I could stop it. "Tessa." The guys clapped and whistled. "Tessa it is." Logan laughed. "Damn, you look like someone who dumped me in a bar." I tried to laugh along, but my mind was spinning. Later that night, the selfie went up. "This is the real me," the caption read. Most thought it was hilarious. Some left shockingly supportive comments. A few people DM'd me with questions I wasn't ready to answer. I wiped off the makeup before bed, but the lipstick stained a corner of my mouth no matter how hard I scrubbed. I didn't sleep much that night. Because Tessa didn't feel fake. She felt like someone I had locked away, waiting, watching. And I wasn't sure I could hide her again. The following Monday, campus life returned to normal, at least it tried to. Classes, workouts, team meetings. I went through the motions, but something had shifted. Tessa hadn't just been a one-night dare. She lingered, her voice whispering at the edge of my mind in between plays and lectures. People were talking. Some laughed, retelling the makeover dare as a legendary party moment. Others were weirdly supportive. A girl from my intro to psychology class, someone I barely knew, caught me in the library. "Hey, I saw that pic on Insta. You looked really confident. Cool transformation." Thanks, I mumbled, trying to hide my confusion behind a forced smile. But the weirdest part? I missed her. Missed being her. That night, while everyone else was partying again, I texted Mandy. "Hey, can I ask a weird favor?" She replied instantly. "Mandy, Tyler asking for weird favors? Must be Tuesday. What's up?" "Can you show me how to do the makeup myself? Just for practice." There was a pause. Then, "Mandy, of course. Come over tomorrow. But only if you're ready to be honest with yourself." Her apartment smelled like vanilla and sage. The lights were warm. No guys yelling. No pressure. Just calm. She greeted me with a hug and set everything out on the vanity. "This time," she said, tapping a brush against a palette, "you learn. And you pick the name." I hesitated. "Tessa," I said again. The name still felt strange, but less foreign than before. It fit like a new pair of shoes that hadn't been broken in yet, but were absolutely mine. Mandy taught me everything: how to blend foundation, how to draw a winged eyeliner, how to hide facial contours and highlight cheekbones. She adjusted my wig, even styled it better than before. But this time, I dressed myself. A deep green wrap dress hugged my new silhouette. Subtle padding, shaping underwear, and nude pantyhose completed the illusion. No, not illusion. The expression. When I looked into the mirror this time, Tessa didn't look surprised. She looked like she'd just arrived home. We sat on the couch afterward, sipping wine. I was in full Tessa mode. Legs crossed, one arm over the cushion, nails freshly painted in dusty rose. Mandy finally broke the silence. "So, who is Tessa?" I swallowed hard. "I don't know. Yet?" She nodded, as if that was the right answer. "She's not just dress up, is she?" "No." Then came the question that would change everything. "Would you ever go out in public as her?" I froze. That was the line, wasn't it? The difference between fantasy and reality. "I don't know if I'm brave enough," I whispered. "Then let's start small." The next weekend, Mandy took me on my first outing. It wasn't some wild party. No packed club. No college crowd. It was the Sunday flea market across town, lots of older folks, some boho artsy types, and mostly people who didn't care what you wore as long as you didn't knock over their macrame displays. I wore a soft, oversized sweater dress, leggings, and ankle boots with just enough heel to keep my posture elegant. Tessa walked beside Mandy through the crowd. And no one screamed, stared, or laughed. A lady at a jewelry stall even said, "That color suits you, sweetheart." Sweetheart. The word made something warm flutter in my chest. That night, back in my dorm, I opened my duffel bag. Under my football pads, I had hidden the green wrap dress. Under my cleats, a box with my wig. It wasn't about guilt anymore. It was about privacy. Protection. But I was beginning to wonder, how long could I live in two wardrobes? 3 days after the flea market, I was back on the field, shoulder pads, helmet, mud, sweat, and bruises. Just another Tuesday. But something had changed. Tyler, the guy they cheered for, the one who could memorize plays and sling a spiral, was still there. Technically. But it felt like I was acting. Like I was playing a part in a script I hadn't written. I wasn't slacking. My passes were sharp, my feet fast. But I caught myself avoiding the locker room mirror more and more. Why? Because he didn't look right anymore. Later that week, Coach pulled me aside. "You okay, Grant?" I nodded automatically. "Yeah, Coach. Just tired." He eyed me for a moment. "Well, don't get too tired to fight for your spot. Reed's pushing hard for second string." Understood. But in my gut, I didn't feel the fire to fight. Not for that role. Not anymore. Back at the dorm, I locked the door, pulled the blackout curtains, and unzipped the secret duffel. The green dress. The wig. The padded bra. The heels. Each piece slid on like armor, or maybe like skin. I stared at myself in the mirror. Tessa blinked back. And for the first time, I said it out loud. I think I'm you. That weekend, Mandy invited me to a private gathering. No football bros, I promise, she grinned. Just a few queer and trans friends. No judgment. You'll blend right in. The thought terrified me. But I went. And Tessa came with me. It was a small house in a quiet neighborhood. Warm lights. Soft music. People who smiled with their eyes and offered tea instead of shots. There were no dares. No laughter at someone's expense. There was Morgan, a non-binary poet who spoke with their hands like they were painting midair. Jules, a trans woman who had transitioned at 40, laughed easily and called me baby girl in the most comforting way. And Cam, a quiet guy with curly hair and kind eyes, who offered me a plate of lemon cookies and didn't blink once when I introduced myself as Tessa. He even said, "Pretty name." It was the first time a boy had flirted with me. And the wildest part? It didn't feel wrong. When I got back to my dorm that night, heels in hand, makeup a little smudged, heart thumping like a drum, I did something reckless. I opened my football group chat and typed 3 simple words. I'm not Tyler. I stared at the message. Deleted it. Typed again. Hey, just so you know, I've been figuring some stuff out. That makeover night? It wasn't just a joke to me. I'm still your teammate. But I'm also someone else. Name's Tessa. That's all for now. And then I sent it. No filters. No jokes. Just the truth.